Here we go. This is from notthebee.com. Put it up on screen here so you guys can see it. Waiting for it to load on my end, and there we go. All right. The left is crying foul as the same grand jury that indicted Trump on RICO charges also indicts 61 Antifa members on RICO charges. There you go.
Well, it sounds like what's good for the goose, good for the gander.
Stand by for just a second. Let me get rid of that. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Hold on here. You get the screen acting silly. Jury, right? All right. We all remember the we all remember the Georgian grand jury that indicted Trump, the one led by this overly excited young forewoman. Clowntown, the lead juror in Georgia, Trump probe made the media rounds to talk about how cool it was to swear Trump into court. Yeah. Oh, boy. And then here's looks like this has come from, is this X or Twitter? Mark and North, disgusting, and people wonder why we don't trust the justice system anymore when it spits out a clown like this. Remember when serving as juror was a solemn occasion that was taken as a duty? Yeah, no kidding. Now it's a joke. So,
have you ever done jury duty?
And there's a few more. I fortunately have managed to dodge that. Haven't had to do it yet. So
I've been called up for jury duty 8 times since I turned 18. Not one time was I ever picked, because they always go,
yeah,
"Did you serve military?" I'm in the military. You may leave. They don't want me on the jury because,
right.
I number one, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to pay attention to physical evidence, eyewitness stuff. That's a hit or miss. But if it's a he said, she said thing and there's no physical evidence, I'm always going to err on the side of innocence. Every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
As it should be. I don't give a shit what the jury instructions are. There's a thing called jury nullification, meaning at the end of the day, the jury has ultimate power in that arena. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. If you don't agree with the law, you can say no. So,
that's right.
All right. And as we all know, that young lady and her grand jury did not indict Donald Trump and several people associated with him on several charges, including RICO charges. RICO charges included racketeering and other organized crime. You might think that would make her into a hero in the eyes of the left, but the same grand jury did the unthinkable and indicted 61 members of Antifa on the same RICO charges as Donald Trump and his posse. The Antifa group in question were the activists. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. All right. The whole RICO thing, this was brought into existence to go after organized crime. And what it is, it's a punishment magnifier. If you're convicted under RICO and say it was fraud and you're going to get, 3 to 7 years for fraud, but it's a RICO, that adds anywhere from 5 to 15 years onto the time you spend in prison. And it's a very broad standard. And in my opinion, I think our government abuses it.
Like most things.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, no. Our government abuse it? No, that never happens.
Never. All right. The Antifa group in question were the activists opposing the construction of what's come to be known as Cop City. The opposition included fun things like trying to burn down the city. So, they didn't do anything wrong at all. Definitely. The organized crime.
Stand by. I saw a video of this attack on Cop City. And I'm going to be honest. They conducted it like basically a platoon plus level raid on a military objective, minus the assault weapons. But they were using smoke, throwing fireworks. They were bounding and moving in organized fashion. So, I mean, in my opinion, it was just a big rehearsal. And if the two-way rifle range kicks off, those people are going to know what they're doing.
Interesting.
That's just my observation.
Yeah. This part here goes into a little detail. The organized crime aspect of the Antifa charges includes running a bail mill for other defendants, planned assassination of a police officer, creating a lawless autonomous zone full of booby traps to keep out police, targeting property for destruction, and organized violence. So, yeah,
That'll do it.
I'd say they earned those charges.
Now, listen.
So,
if you want to protest,
yeah,
if you want to protest, I got it. You can protest all you want, but I think I'm going to have to draw the line at planning assassinations.
Yeah, right.
I think that's a bridge too far. That's the Rubicon. And no matter how pissed off I get right now with what's going on with my country and my government, I am not picking up a weapon and going to do anything stupid like that. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll shoot my mouth off all day long, but my two-way rifle range days are long behind me.
Yeah. Well, and I agree with you. When you get to the point of planning assassinations, I think you've crossed the line there just a little bit. There's no really coming back from that. So,
I mean, the only thing I could see that would justify something like that is if you have a very corrupt police department that is actually like killing people on the regular, and like there's nothing being done about it. I could understand people getting to that level. I don't condone that, but I understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you, man. It's like I can understand if it's like open tyranny, and yeah, I understand. But
yeah,
just because you disagree with certain policies, not so much. So
yeah, no.
Yeah. And going in here just a little bit further, and then we'll move on. It says, of course, the circumstances of the charges are much different. One made a phone call about the election. The other organized a terrorist attack on the police and city of Atlanta. You think? How does a nation even move forward when there's this much disconnect about what should be prosecuted and what shouldn't be? Well, that's a good fucking question.
Here's another thing about RICO. To prove RICO, you have to have a pattern of behavior. All right. The president made a couple phone calls. It's not a pattern of behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. And meanwhile, you have these groups like Antifa and BLM running amok, organizing these things. Like up in Oregon, they did that little wonderful failure of their own little freedom from government zone. I can't remember what they called that, but
the autonomous zone.
Yeah, the autonomous zone. That, and they're very organized. For example, BLM, they got every company in America to back them. And you know what BLM stands for is buying large mansions. We know that now. They never gave a damn about their communities at all. It never was about that. But yet, if you didn't support the message, you were just, pick
in
your
fact,
ism.
If you said all lives matter, you were labeled an Islamophobe idiot, and they did everything in their power to cancel you.
Yep, that is correct.
When you look at the statistics from the Uniform Crime Report, black individuals are not being executed in mass. Are some of them getting shot? Yes. Are white guys getting shot? Hell yes. Latinos, what have you, everyone's getting shot, especially if you get stupid. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have seen some police shootings that, in my opinion, was a bridge too far. And if we do not rehabilitate how the general public feels about the police, there will come a time where the police are going to fear the general public.
I'm going to jump in on that because I think it's relevant. I just spent the last 5 years in a major blue city, and I can tell you right now, the police are not very well loved out there, and there's a reason for that. If you don't pay your taxes, they'll come and cart you off right away. You know, the unconstitutional voluntary, I combined the two, tax. You know, they'll come and haul you off. But if there's actually an assault outside your home and people are beating each other bloody, the cops never show up. Nope. If somebody's dealing illicit substances outside your house, police will show up, write them a ticket, and let them go. Here's the worst one. If there is a somebody that likes minors, they'll again write them a ticket and release them back out in the public if they catch them. When you live in a place like that, and you know if there's actual crime, police aren't going to do anything. But they'll still make sure to put up new camera systems to cite you for moving violations. They'll put up toll roads that your county didn't vote for. And if you cross the double white line, they'll send you a huge fee there too. They'll do everything to get money out of your pocket. But when there's a crime near you, cops aren't found anywhere. They don't exist. You know, it's whispers, crickets, nothing. Yeah. You get to that point. People don't trust the cops anymore. And then you have that Uvalde situation where they absolutely were abysmal, you know. It's happening everywhere, man.
Well, and here's another thing. All right, we have this qualified immunity bullshit, which was invented by the courts. Let's just be honest. It's not an actual law.
No.
All right, so if you have judges, prosecutors, and police officers who can operate with impunity outside the Constitution and you can't do shit about it, that is going to be a big, big problem, especially when they decide to get like really heavy-handed. People are not going to. There will come a time where people are like, "No, I refuse to go into custody."
Yeah,
and when enough people do that, it's going to be a real problem. And another thing is this victimless crime bullshit. It is out of control. There are so many laws on the books that if they kick anyone's door down, minus, basically a Buddhist monk, they will find enough in your house to throw you in prison between 2 and 7 years.
Yep.
Dick pills, marijuana, even if it's legal in your state, it's still federally illegal. They can hand me up for that. You could have a plant in your house that's on the endangered species list. That's 24 months in low priority prison. I'm not kidding. This is what's going on here. There's a reason why we have so many people in prison, coming out of prison, or going into prison.
And let's not forget
15% of our population.
Yeah, let's not forget the numbers here. It's estimated that 1 in 6 men in this country is now a convicted felon. Most of those being nonviolent or victimless crimes as well. And I've mentioned this a few times on my own show, but mentioning it here a little bit, when they can get you on one of these nonviolent crimes, they can strip you of your rights that shall not be infringed, which is also unconstitutional. Why do you think they're pushing the prison industrial complex as much as they are? If they can't take them right out of their front door, they'll put you in jail and then deny you out the back door. That's how they're doing it now.
Yeah, they are.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.